Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jasper, and let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3 right here. So, this Fold 3 arrived August of last year, and I've been with this thing for almost a year now, or basically a year already. How many days do we have in a year? Like 300 or something? You know what? Let's try checking on that. Okay, Google, how many days in a year?
1 year is approximately 365.242 days.
Okay, sure. So, in 365 days, I got this thing with me. And I have a lot to say about this device. This is my first foldable. This is my fourth Samsung phone, or maybe fifth. And right here, I got the iPhone 13 Pro and I got the Pixel 6 Pro. But in everything, this is my favorite. This is easily my favorite. So, unlike other tech reviewers where they did a review after maybe several weeks of using this thing, or if they're unlucky, several days, I wanted to do this kind of series where I have a full year review of using a flagship device like this. I only have four phones in my house. I got the iPhone 13 Pro. That is where my main SIM card is. And then my second SIM card goes between the Pixel 6 Pro and the Galaxy Fold 3. It depends on my mood and it also depends on the situation. Sometimes I have to switch my SIM card into this thing whenever I know that that day is going to be productive, and whenever I do casual days and do a lot of photography where I need to upload my photos and stuff, I use this one right here. Because, as every other tech reviewer says, that the camera is just fine with this one, I think it's pretty solid. I think it's good. Not the most amazing camera out there, but it is very acceptable. Whenever you upload a photo on social media, it's compressed, it's still a good camera. You will still take good photos and videos with this one. But we're not going to talk about the technicalities. We're just going to talk about my use case with this phone, why this thing is a productivity machine, and why whenever I'm at work, whenever I'm at school, I always rely on this one right here. This is probably the most important device in my pocket whenever I wanted to be productive. Even though my main phone is this one, the iPhone 13 Pro, this one is the most productive phone that I've ever used in my entire life. One reason for it is because of the S Pen right here. This thing will make this phone way, way better. I always love bringing the S Pen with me, even though this phone doesn't have a saddle where you can put it here, just like in the latest Samsung Galaxy Ultra phones and even in the previous Note phones. But that's fine. I was able to find a way to bring this thing with me every day whenever I'm bringing this phone. So right now, I remove the case that I use. I'm just going to show this thing and give a review about this phone naked. And let's start with making an outline. And I'm going to make an outline using this phone right now because this review doesn't have a script. I just wanted to have a conversation with you guys, so there's a chance that this is going to be a pretty long video. So, I wanted to make an outline of this review right here. And let's start with the phone itself. Whenever I try, just basic browsing, or whenever I wanted to open apps, I use the front. I call this one the front phone. because that's the front screen right there. And then whenever I open this one, I call this one the inner phone. But sometimes I switch between the two. Sometimes I call this one the phone, and I call this one the tablet. Okay, so yeah, let's open the phone for the meantime, and let's open Galaxy Notes. I can just go around here and try to look for notes, but most of the time I always go to here, type, oh no, type notes, and there we go. So, I will say the problems when I see it while I'm using the phone. And I already found one problem about this phone right here. Now, if you guys can clearly tell, this phone is a very tall phone. Compared to the iPhone here, you see it's tall, and this one is very narrow too. And compared to the Pixel 6 Pro here, see, this is very narrow. That means the Android OS was not built for a narrow phone like this. So whenever I type in notes, as you can see, there's some kind of clipping that's happening here right now. I hope, see that clipping, Samsung dot, and then the letter K got clip out, got trim out. That is a constant problem that you will see in a lot of apps. Same thing can be said with apps just like Sync, which is a Reddit client. But you know, if even this feature right here, I think this is like a simple Google search. This thing persists, and this is a small nitpick, but it can get annoying because I want everything to be clean. I want everything to be properly designed, so I don't like seeing this clipping right here. But that's fine. I thought that a future update might fix this one. This phone received already a ton of updates within that year, within the year that I'm using this one, and this thing never gets fixed. I hope that it will get fixed on the next One UI update or maybe on the next Android update, but we'll see. So let's open notes. And I have a ton of notes here. This thing is very useful. I have a lot of notes here from work. I have a lot of notes here from school. And yeah, let's write a note about this review. So I am in Galaxy Notes right now. And if I wanted to write something, of course, I'm going to open this one. And that's the thing that I also noticed. After a year of usage, it's not as quick and fast as the first few months of me having this phone. You see, going back to notes, when I open this thing, it takes like a good 1 second for the previous app to load from the phone to the tablet. And I noticed that it's a little bit slower compared to the past few months that I've been using this one, but at least you guys know about that. I'm not sure why, maybe because I have a lot of notes now in my notes app, or maybe because I don't know, Android phones usually get slower by each year. It also depends on the chipset and on the phone itself, but that's what I noticed here. So a little bit slower, but it's manageable. It's very manageable. So again, let's open notes. Open this one. And let's write something. I'm going to use the S Pen right here. I got this S Pen from one of the discounts that I have when I bought this phone. I pre-ordered it, so I got the like the free Fold 3 case that comes with the S Pen. I hate that case. Never buy that S Pen Fold case. I want to return it back, but I don't know. It's going to be a hassle. I need this pen right here. I don't want to return this thing too, but I got it for free with a discount. That's why I bought a different case to handle this one. But first, let's write down notes. So, you know what? Let's start with, let me make this thing a bit thicker. Let's talk about battery life first. I hope it focuses, but yes, let's talk about battery life. And what I noticed, there's a small detail here about writing notes here, is that whenever you write something, you can hear like the squiggly, like it's like you're writing on paper. That sound, that small scratchy sound that you hear whenever you write something on paper, that is what you hear. The Notes app tries to mimic that sound, and it feels actually really good because whenever you write something and you're hearing that scribbly sound, it feels the writing part of the notes thing, it feels more natural. The closest thing that I can compare it to is that that's whenever you play Spider-Man for the PS4 and for the PS5, whenever you try to web swing, you can hear like the web sound, the trip, the sound coming not only from the TV but also from the controller's speaker itself. That's why it's a little bit immersive, and that's what I like about this one. So let's talk about battery life right here. Okay, but first let me try writing. I hope you guys can hear this sound. I'm going to put my phone in front of the mic. I hope the mic catch that, but yeah. So let's talk about battery life, and let's talk about productivity, especially with the phone companion app that I use with my computer. And let's also talk about like the phone itself, like when it comes to calling, messaging, and reception. And then let's talk about photos, and the let's talk about the inner screen too, which is in tablet mode. And then we're also going to talk about like the foldability. Okay, I think yeah, I think that's good. I think that's fine. So, battery life. I bring this phone every day. Well, not every day, but 90% of the time I bring this thing to work, and I used to have a 10-hour shift. And I've been constantly using this one the entire shift because my job needs a lot of photos taken. It needs a lot of PDFs, and it also needs a lot of basic handwriting. So in this job, whenever I start a job, my supervisor gives me a set of projects to do. And in those set of projects, I can access them on the workplace's computer, or I can access it right here. Because if I do it at my work's computer, that means I also have to print them. But I don't like printing. I like to save paper, right? Even though it's company paper and it's company ink, I still want to save paper. That's why I try to do all of my work here in the phone. I will go to the company website, log into it, download the PDFs, read the projects from here, from notes. I actually have the notes right here in my phone, but I can't show it to you guys because it's very confidential. But whenever I read something here, that's where I start taking notes. I highlight them, and then other people, my coworkers, they will bring their stack of project papers with them in their bag, while me, everything is just inside my phone right here. It's very, very, very convenient. Actually, let me check the Notes app and let's see if there's a project right here that I can show to you guys. I'm looking for something that is. No, I can't use that. You know what? No, not that. Um, yeah, I can't use any. You know what? Let's try using this one right here. So this is one of the PDFs that I use for school because I was trying to enroll to San Jose State University. And then whenever I try to write something or write down notes here, let's say you see we have a checklist here. And now let's say we just finished one of the tasks. So I just go to notes and then I got several options here. This thing is very convenient. It's very customizable, but I always use this pen right here. So let me use this pen and then maybe change the font size to a 10. Choose red. And let's say this one is done. So I can just check this one. Leave a check this one. Let's say I wanted to highlight this part right here. Then I'll go to the highlighter tool. Put it on green or maybe yellow. And then I will just highlight it like that. It's very, guys, you don't know how useful the S Pen is for the Fold 3, but I'm simply in love with both of these devices right here. They are like the perfect they're like the perfect companion to you. I usually sometimes call this phone a PDA, like from the old times, because they are the real personal digital assistant. It feels like you're a badass by just using this phone right here. So let's take down notes like that, and then whenever I want to write something, how do I? Well, I don't usually use this tool right here, so let's just skip about that part. And then yeah, it's mostly just these three tools that I use and the eraser whenever I'm trying to erase something. And yeah, and whenever I wanted to take a photo of one of my notes, let's say I have the paper and I want the paper in digital form, then this is what I'm going to do. Let me try looking for paper right here. Um, you know what? So let's try this sample paper right here. So let's say this is the document that I wanted to be in digital form. So what I do is I put this thing right here. I open the camera app. Let's see, where is the camera? Letter C. There we go. Right there. And then when I open the camera, all I have to do is to put this thing way up high, and then you see the camera is already detecting that this is a document that I can scan. You see that yellow button right there? Tap to scan. It's automatic. You just have to place it right here, and the camera app will simply detect it. That is super convenient. So let's do it this way. And you see that circle thing in the middle? This will help you center the document itself. So once that thing is centered, I can just press scan, and basically it will just like take a photo. It will automatically detect, select the file itself. But what I do here, whenever it looks kind of weird like this, I just try to move this circle right here, and then you see that circle thing on the left. You can use that mini map to align that thing perfectly, just like that. And then once you're done with that, I believe this letter T right here will help you select the text around this PDF right here. So whenever I press this one, no, is it? Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't usually use that button right here, but yeah, I don't know what this thing is. Never mind. Let's just go back. And then once all of this is selected, then I can just press save. And it will take like a second for everything to get saved. And then once that thing is done, what I can do next is just open the document right here. You see, we got like a pretty clean scan of the document. And then what I can do is to press share. Once I press share, I can just go around here and press Samsung Notes and then add to new note. And then voila, you got this thing right here. But sometimes if you want to adjust it, just press the document and then just resize it, just like that. And now you can write down notes here. I just press this one, and then I can circle that thing and highlight this one. Super duper convenient. I love the Samsung Notes app. Now let's go back. And then what's next? What's next for this review? There we go. Add to home. Open that. And then do productivity. Okay, yeah, this one is important. Let's talk about productivity. Well, we're already talking about productivity, but more specifically, let's talk about the phone app. So, in the phone app, let me just show you guys my computer screen right here. Okay, so this is my computer. There is a setting here in the phone that when you go to it, you can just scroll down right here. I wonder where it is. Completely forgot about that one. But I believe if you search for phone, I think link. Yeah, there we go. Advanced features. So this thing right here is in advanced features. But if you search for link, it will show you link to Windows. So if you open link to Windows, basically I think there's an option here to connect this one to Windows, and all Windows 11 build, they will have this thing right here. It's called the Your Phone companion app. I think this one is available to all Android phones, and I think it's the same thing for an iPhone, but with very limited features. But this thing is something that you can use fully featured in almost every Samsung phones. So I can open this one right here, and this window will show, basically you can do a lot of phone, you can do a lot of stuff that you can do in the phone, but instead of using the phone itself, you're using it in Windows form in a computer. So these are my photos from the gallery. And then whenever I wanted to open an app, I would just press app. And then all of these are my apps in the phone. This is connected via Bluetooth. And let's say I wanted to open the KFC app. When I open this thing, it will mirror, this app itself will mirror my screen, I believe. So let's just open the KFC app. And now it's loading right here. It's asking me a permission to mirror my screen right here. So it's always like that. It's not automatic. So you always need to have the phone with you whenever you're trying to handle or use this one right here. So I can just press start now. It's going to load. And then my screen will be just black. It will just say link to Windows, to conserve battery life. But for this one, this is the full app itself. You can just use it using your mouse, and then you see it open another app. So basically, it's asking us to download the latest version of the KFC app, and then when I press it here, it opened the Play Store. So you can have like multi-window function via phone apps with your phone app right here. Man, I've been saying app so many times. So let's update this one, and let's see what will happen with this one. So it's updating via Wi-Fi. Let's wait for a few minutes. It's installing, and you see, it now went to fully black. It's now kind of sleeping, but I'm still trying to use the phone via the Your Phone app. So this is good. It's conserving battery life. So it's still installing. But if I want to control the app, like the Your Phone app from my phone, then I can just swipe, and then as you can see, I now basically have like 3 windows. A window here, let's say I can open the Samsung app right here while I'm controlling 2 other apps on the Your Phone app. So this thing got closed because it got updated. Let's open that thing again. You see, even though it's mirroring, just like I said, the phone itself doesn't need the Your Companion app, the Your Phone app doesn't need to completely mirror the entire screen that I'm seeing right here at my phone right now. So this is very good for productivity. I use this Your Phone app several times in that year, and it's always a good experience. Microsoft keeps on updating this app, and there's just more stuff to do. So let's close that one. But if you really want to control the phone, like this screen right here, what I can do is, instead of choosing an app here, I can just press this my phone's icon right here, and it will show like I would say open phone screen, but it's actually showing like a mirroring icon. So I can press that, and now I am mirroring the screen itself. See? So let's say whenever I write something here. Oh, wait a sec. So whenever I write something here, let's say a hello. See? Very convenient. But I can also write hello here using my mouse. And then if I want to go home, in the phone, I just swipe just like that. Oops. But if I wanted to go home, I can just swipe just like that too. Just press and hold this, and then yeah. See, this thing is simply amazing. And this phone is like $1,700, but you can get a lot with it if you're just creative and if you're willing to discover all of the features that your phone has and what your Microsoft Windows has. And yeah, I'm basically a Microsoft Windows computer is like the best companion to this phone right here. I haven't tried playing games because from what I noticed that even though you're mirroring this one, it's still running at a lower FPS. So if this one is running 120 hertz, if I'm right, this one feels like it's running it in 30 hertz or 30 frames per second. But let's try playing a game here. Let's try Call of Duty. But oh man, this thing is this thing will have a lot of updates. So let me flip my phone right here. Open. Where is it? Auto rotate. See, when I auto rotate something, even the window size changes automatically, which is super convenient. So I just press confirm. Oh, see, there's another update. Oh, it's a 2 gig update. Never mind, that's fine. We can just try this one later. But yeah, this is such an amazing device. In the past, the quality of the mirror is really bad. It feels like you're mirroring something in 480p, but right now, it kind of looks like it's not exactly 1080p, but I mean the quality of the mirroring is almost as close as a 1080p mirroring, and it's just getting better every month, and I'm very very super happy about that. However, from what I notice is that whenever I try to call someone using this app right here, the the caller's voice will come out from this phone speaker instead of coming out from your computer speaker. So that's a bummer, but I hope that we'll be able to talk to someone through the computer, which and where the calling source is coming from this phone itself. But hopefully in the future, right? And before you guys ask, yes, you can still use this one even though it's in phone mode. See, um, this thing just automatically adjusts, and it's such a great feature to have. And then when you're not using the mirror mode, basically you can just put this phone at the side, just use all of the apps here. All your notifications will show up here. You can turn on the toggles here, maybe do not disturb, the Bluetooth and stuff. You can see the messages here, the calls, the apps, and yeah, um, virtually you can use the entirety of the phone just with this app itself. But again, it needs to be connected in the same Wi-Fi network, I believe. And I think you can also watch a Netflix show right here. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So whenever I open something, wait a sec, I wanted to see what will happen. Okay, got it. So even though this phone is in phone mode, if you're not mirroring anything and you're just opening an app here, it will always open it in a window where the window is kind of bigger, just like this. Oh, and you can also adjust it. Wow, I didn't know about that. Fascinating. You see, I keep on learning something new. Like every day with this phone. See, I can adjust it. Fascinating. Okay, Now let's go into the next topic right here. Calling, messaging, and reception. Okay, so let's go back to the main screen. Let me just close this one, and this one. And okay, so for the phone reception and the calling part, everything is simply good. I didn't get any dropouts whenever um I was talking to someone through the phone. Everything has been like super good. The 5G works really well in my area. The same thing can be said with 4G. Um, However, I do notice something here. I'm not sure if it's an iPhone or an Android problem, because Android phones are using RCS, I believe, and when it comes to messaging, like normal text messaging, and they still use SMS if it's not using iMessage. So whenever I try to send, let's say, several high quality photos, let's say maybe 5 to 10, sometimes the receiver doesn't receive the photos themselves, and that is coming from, well, it's not specifically coming from this fold right here, but it's the same situation with this one, because my girlfriend uses an iPhone, and whenever I send photos from this phone or from this phone, she sometimes doesn't receive anything. So I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of my SIM card number. Maybe it's because of T-Mobile, but that is something that I noticed. What else? Reception, again, 5G is great. The internet is super fast. No problems with Wi-Fi at all. No problems with Bluetooth. Everything is working pretty well on my end. I can't talk about the technicalities because I'm not an expert about that, but I'm just telling you guys that if you want a reliable phone when it comes to reception and all of that good stuff, this is a very good phone to buy. And then let's go back to the notes here. Okay, so I got the phone, calling, photos. Okay, photos. Let me open the gallery right here and let me find. Oops. Oh, I need to be careful. I don't know what I did. Okay, cool. So basically what I did, I just this is my phone gallery right here. So when I swipe to the right, it's showing me a small, like, this option right here, which is very good. That's why I like One UI. It's very, there's a lot of hidden features, right? And it will be a lot more helpful if you open it in tablet mode. But let's try to find a photo here that I can show to you guys. What is this? Oops, that's nothing. I need to get closer. I just need to choose the right photos here, because I got some Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra photos that is mixed with this one. But you see, here, we can try using this one. So I took this photo here um at a park here in San Francisco. I just don't know where, but the quality is actually really good. It's um I mean, for the average person, they will think that this is a very good looking photo. You see, this is in ultra wide. This is in the regular camera, just the wide photo. And this is a photo of the Filipino burrito that we got from Senor Sisig. And yeah, just look at the quality. It's very um what's the word? It's very saturated, but that's the signature thing about Samsung phones. Whenever you take a photo of something, it can get very saturated, but I like the saturation. And at the same time, my display right here is also in vivid mode, so I just love everything when it's saturated because it's more colorful. It feels like it's more lively and something like that. And then you see that's another photo. um I think I'm using the portrait mode for this one. I think the AI, when it comes to the portrait mode, is very smart. It was able to separate the subject and the background, and as you can see, it can look artificial, but that's fine. It still looks great for me. And yeah, this is a photo that you can really rely on. I mean, this is a camera that you can really rely on whenever you go around and wanted to take photos. However, one problem that I have with this phone and every other Android phone is that whenever you take a photo of something, it can it will take you like several seconds to fully capture the photo. Let's say you wanted to see you saw a plane up in the sky that looks very different and you want to take a photo of it. I would rather take a photo of it with an iPhone because it's way faster to capture something compared to this one, because there's a chance that if you took a photo of the plane, you might get two results or three results. If you're lucky, you're able to take the photo of the plane itself. And if you're unlucky, one, you might have taken a photo but it's blurry, or two, you might have taken the photo but you were just able to take a photo of the sky. The plane already disappeared. So, just a little thing that you guys need to know about. But yeah, that's what I noticed from Android phones. I think that's an issue uh, with the camera technicalities from what I read, but I'm not that techy when it comes to camera behind the scenes and stuff. So that's the photo right here. When it comes to video, do I have a video right here? You see, this is a video that I believe I took this one using using the using the phone mode. And yeah, you see, it looks pretty great. And then I press the zoom right here. It looks amazing to me. And you see this one, you see it's very vivid too. And whenever you're trying to look at a photo in tablet mode, especially with the very small bezels around it, it looks amazing. It's just I can't explain the magic that you can have by just looking at a photo like this, a photo of a burrito, but looking at a photo like this with this big of a screen with this small bezels, it feels like you're holding the photo itself. It's very magical. And it also this one right here, the under screen, the under display screen, the UDC right here. Yeah, there's a under display camera, the UDC right here. There's a camera right here. That's a selfie camera for this inner display. You won't notice it, but if you look carefully with your eye instead of coming from a camera, this you see that circle right there, but you won't notice it because it blends in properly with the background. That it's just an amazing compromise to have, just to have this fully immersive experience with a photo of a burrito in my hand. And let's talk about the camera features right here. So when I open the camera, um, for some reason the camera app keeps on disappearing for me. But that's because I did try cleaning up my home page right here. Oh, there we go. That's the camera right here. So let me open the camera. So basically, this is the camera. You got we got three choices: ultra wide, wide, and then 2 times zoom. The Fold 4 has 30 times space zoom, something like that. I think the space zoom thing is a gimmick, anyways. It's not like 100 times zoom compared when you compare it to the Galaxy S20 Ultra. But yeah, you got 2 times right here. You get the option to change aspect ratios, 1:1, 4:5. See, whenever you choose 4:5, you got the entire screen right here for your photo. And then you got 9:16, and then you get a 3:4. You also have the options for motion photos, just like this. So whenever you take a photo of something, the phone itself tries to capture like 2 seconds of video. It will take more storage, but it will give you that Harry Potter effect in your photos, just like the ones in iPhones whenever you turn on live photos. I believe you guys already know about that feature right there. It also has night mode. It will show up right here whenever you see that one, whenever something is dark. And then you got several other options here too. You can scan QR codes. Um, what else? HDR, all of those good things. We'll not. I'm not going to dwell much into the camera, but at the same time, you can do all of this stuff. Everything that you can do in the phone is something that you can also do in tablet mode. So you can also open this, control the stuff here. What I do like about this one is that, selfie cameras are bad. Sorry. Okay, I was about to burp right there. So selfie cameras are bad. What if you wanted to take a photo of yourself using the rear cameras, which is automatically way better than a selfie camera? Well, one option is that you can take a photo just like this and then press the volume button or try to press the shutter button right here. Or you can ask someone to take a photo of you, or you can do this one right here. So whenever you open the camera app in phone mode, it will give you the option to take a selfie with this one. So you see, whenever I press the selfie button right here, it will tell you to take selfies with the rear camera. So the camera will prompt you to open this thing in tablet mode, which is something that I'm going to do. Voila. And then it will tell you turn your phone around to control the camera. And then here's the magic. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. Where is it? Why is it very bright? Oh my god. What did I do here? But you see, that's the ultra wide camera right there. Basically, you can take selfies with this, with the ultra wide button, with um, you know, wide, and then with the zoom thing. I don't know why it's very bright. Did I change something here? Oh, there we go. Oh no. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's my my smart plug right there. Alexa, turn on the light. Okay, there we go. And I think you can also do the same thing the other way around. So let's say okay, so this is weird. Let's say you wanted to take a photo of someone in front of you, but um they also wanted to see like the image, like the camera viewer from your perspective. Okay, so all you have to do is to open the camera app, and then I believe you'll just press this one. There we go. Cover screen preview on. So see, I'm looking at the viewfinder right here, and let's say the person, this AirPods right here is the person. They, from their perspective, they can see themselves right here. That's the it's mirroring the viewfinder from this screen right here. See, that's very, very good. I like that. Sometimes I do this with my family, with my friends, and they will just be surprised that this is even a feature right here. And I love that. That's simply amazing. And you can also turn that thing off, take photos. You see, you can open this one. So whenever you take a photo of this, it will show like the photos that you've taken on the left side, like that. Very convenient stuff. Amazing. And also at the gallery, let's go back to the gallery. Um, when I fold it like this, like half, um, you see, I was able to view it like this way, and like I usually call this feature like a laptop mode, but I can view my photo right here and then just swipe here like a trackpad, and then yeah, it's something that I won't use in a day-to-day basis, but it's good to have, and it's actually really fun. There's something that other people with regular phones can't do because they don't have a foldable, but yeah, this is simply amazing. Okay, now let's go back to Samsung Notes, and we talk about the photos, and then yeah, let's talk about the inner screen right here. So I got this one huge problem with the inner screen. Okay, when you get the phone, you get two screen protectors built in. There will be one screen protector at the front, which is a plastic screen protector. You can remove that if you want to, but that thing is very fragile. The screen protector that came with the phone itself is plastic, so whenever you put it in your pocket with your keys, with your pants buttons and stuff, it will get easily scratched because it's plastic, right? So I had to remove the built-in screen protector, and I have to buy myself a tempered glass right here. So I got a tempered glass. I bought this one from Amazon, and this is basically the easiest phone to put a screen protector on because of how narrow and how kind of small it is. Alexa, turn on the light. Okay, good. However, if you guys look closely, maybe around from there, come on, focus. You see my screen protector is kinda it's not centered. It's kinda a little bit moved to the right. One reason about that is that it's a good time to talk about cases. So whenever you buy a case for the fold, you will always get two cases. One case that goes here, and then another case that goes here. So let me try finding the other case. If I can find it. So this is the other case. It goes in the front. What I hate about these cases is that you see this part right here? This thing moves. This thing moves a lot. That's why what companies do, they put adhesive here. So you can, whenever you put it right here, the adhesive sticks to this part of the phone. However, adhesives are adhesives. When you put pressure on it, it can still get pushed. So what happened to my screen protector when I installed it? Um, I put this thing at my back pocket. I always put this thing at my back pocket, and whenever I sit down, I believe that my my butt keeps on pushing this part of the case. At the same time, it's pushing the screen protector towards the right. That's why, even though if I put it centered and I put the screen protector properly, it's now off center because of this thing right here. So my solution is basically I just removed this one, and I just stopped putting any kind of cases here. And then, I just left this part of the case right here at the back to protect the back thing. I'm not afraid about the glass here because I got tempered glass. However, I am afraid about this part because this thing is still glass. This thing's at the corner. But in my entire year of using this one, I haven't dropped this phone. So far so good. But yeah. So the case right here, remember when I told you guys of how horrible the first party S Pen case is for the S Fold? So I was following this Reddit post. I mean, I was following the Fold 3 subreddit, and one of those people posted a concept for a case where instead of putting the pen here, which makes the phone wider and much less usable, just like in the first party cases, you can just instead put your phone here at the back by just sliding this silo right here, just like that. So I waited for that concept to get, to be available in Amazon, and voila, it became available. And basically, this is what the current Samsung Galaxy Fold 4 S Pen case kind of looks like. It's a silo that goes here at the back, but you can remove it by just pushing it outwards to the right, I believe. But this one, you can slide it all the way through here. And this specific case that I got it from Amazon. I will try to look for it, and I'll just put a link at the description. But this thing is very, very strong because, just like I said, I put this thing at my back pocket, and I've seated on this one for several times already. And this is a very strong plastic right here, and this is also plastic. It's just very, very strong. If you try to put pressure here, you won't be able to break it. And this is also an amazing handle because whenever you use your phone like this in tablet mode, my fingers are resting on this part of the silo. So it's a very good way to handle the phone. I almost dropped my Galaxy Fold several times, but if it wasn't for this silo right here, then that's a bad thing. But yeah, this thing saved my phone's life several times already. So this one is convenient. Easily one of the best purchases that I got when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. So that's the case. And then let me just remove the other front case right here. And then let's now talk about the last one because my camera's battery is dying. Foldability. Oh yeah, there's one more thing though. The inner screen, right? So my other problem with the inner screen is that, again, there's also a screen protector that comes with this one. The screen protector for the folding parts of the screen is very, very good. Whenever you touch it, it feels like you're touching glass. And whenever you write on it, it feels like, you're writing on glass, but it feels good. Okay. It doesn't have like the sticky plastic feeling whenever you're trying to scroll something in the inner screen, which is the scenario for the Galaxy Fold 2. But the inner screen protector for the Fold 3 is very good. However, I think it was around 8 months in when I'm using this one. You will, we will, no, actually, 2 to 3 months in, you will be able to see a small air gap that that forms around these edges right here. I was worried about it. Okay, I thought it was like my inner screen breaking, but then I remembered that it might be the screen protector. So I just ignored it. I didn't remove anything just like that. However, I think on the 8th month, there was just one day where when I opened this one, I believe when I opened it or when I closed it. When I opened this one, I heard a huge scary crack. That thing scared the hell out of me. So when I opened it, the entire air gap from this part of the crease now spreaded all the way just through the crease. So whenever you open it, there's like an entire air gap of thing right here. And that became really annoying because it messes with the quality of the screen in the middle. I can deal with a crease like this because you can just ignore it. It can be easily ignored whenever you're looking at something right here. But that gap, it changes everything. It changes the screen quality, of course. um it's very noticeable, so I have to remove it. um from my understanding, your warranty won't be voided. Don't quote me on this, but your warranty won't be voided if you remove the screen protector, as long as you do it safely, and as long as while you're doing it you didn't break the foldable screen. But it was really easy to do. If you guys Google Linus Tech Tips, he did try removing the screen protector live on his podcast, and he was able to do it seamlessly and very easily. So I just remove it, and now I have this. This is like the true screen itself. Now there's another problem. Given that this is a very fragile screen, and now this thing is basically the West. This thing can now, whenever you see a scratch here, basically it's a scratch on the screen itself because there's no screen protector. And given that whenever you close this thing, there's a small gap right here, so any kind of small dust and dirt can go through here. And that thing always happens whenever I was at work because my work was very like dirty. There's a lot of dust and dirt collection in your pockets and your hands and your gloves. Most of the time it's always dirty here, but this was around the time when I used to have the screen protector. So whenever it's very dirty here, I just, well, in the past I tried to wipe it um with with a cleaning cloth, but now I just wipe it with my hand. I just don't care. I'm not very careful with my phone, really. And yeah, I just remove the dust just like that. And now I noticed that one day when I was just looking at the phone, I noticed that this now has scratches. And if you guys have a very keen eye, you guys can actually see the scratches, which is right here. Let me try to put it closer to the screen. I hope it can focus. See, that's a scratch. Oh my god, yeah, that's my first time seeing it. So these four are scratches. You see, whenever I put my finger here, I can't remove it because it's not dust, it's a scratch. And whenever I put my finger here, I can feel the scratch. It's it's kind of deep. And the same thing here. And this, I actually found out about these scratches right here tonight. I did, and this one, these are the scratches that I always notice, and these ones are deeper, and this is scary. I'm not sure how this screen is going to hold up in the next coming months. But see, as you can see, that those are the scratches right there. Those are the scratches. And it's always in the gap because of it's always in the crease because of the gap right here, right? So, however, even though there's a scratch, you won't see it whenever you're looking, whenever the screen is open. but if you look at it closely, you can see, even though the screen is open and everything like that, you can still see the scratches. So that's a warning for you guys. I've been using this phone for like almost a year now, just probably a year already. 1 week later, it's already its anniversary, I believe. But yeah, this is what 1 year can give to you when you have the Fold 3. All right. So with that out of the way, let's now talk about the foldability. Again, whenever I'm folding it, it still feels like brand new, kinda. Now, whenever I fold it, I can feel the small dust and dirt in the gears in the mid inside the hinge itself. And when I put it close to my ear, I can actually hear the cracking sound coming from the dust and the hinge. I believe the cracking sound is not coming from the glass, but it's coming from the dust and the hinge inside here. Because um this in the inner screen has some, let's say, barriers. They have dust barriers right here. They are black. And I noticed that one of the barriers right here is already coming off at this part. I hope you guys can see that. You see, this thing looks good, but this part is kinda a little bit open. The barrier here is a little bit open, and this has been my case after 4 months of using the phone. I tried pushing it back with my finger and sometimes with a needle carefully, but it just won't go back right here. So that's something that you guys need to consider when buying a phone like this. But for this part, everything looks good here. Everything looks flat. It's the same way as my first day of using it. But yeah, that's my review of the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. Would I tell you to buy this one for 1700 bucks? I mean, for sure you already got some kind of discount with the Fold 3, but between the Fold 3 and the Fold 4, I believe that you guys can still use this one right here. Um, oh, I didn't delve much into the battery life, but yeah, just like I told you guys, I used to have a 10-hour shift job, and whenever I use this phone for the entire shift, I will go home with maybe 10 to 15% in the battery case. But it's not as good as the iPhone. This is the battery king, the battery monster right here. But it has the same battery performance as the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and that's just something that I noticed. And when it comes to other features, this thing also has like wireless power sharing. That thing is very convenient whenever I wanted to charge my Samsung Galaxy Buds on the go, and whenever I wanted to impress someone. When someone's iPhone is about to die, I will just, yeah, I got the charger. I will just I will just open um battery sharing right here, power sharing. Just close this thing here, and then I'm just going to leave it like here. And then they will like, oh my god, it's charging. See, it's charging right there. Or if it's a different phone, then see, very convenient, very magical. And yeah, about the foldability type 2, I remember people, it's this thing is like a good party trick. But I remember people like being astonished that I was able to fold my phone, like the phone itself. I remember I was playing music at work, and I was playing music in this form right here, and they were like, "Oh, is that the new Android?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Samsung Galaxy Fold 3," and they were really astonished about it. And then there was also this scenario. Um, last month, I was finally able to see a fellow Samsung Galaxy Fold user. So the guy saw me and he's like, "Oh, you get the folding phone?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got the folding phone. You have the folding phone?" "Yeah." And then we took photos. It's a very rare it's a very rare sighting, and then it feels like you guys are brothers and sisters because you guys share the same phone, which is a very rare case for a phone like this. It reminds me a lot of the OnePlus days, when because back then OnePlus wasn't as popular as it like right now. But whenever someone has a OnePlus phone, it's like, "Oh, you have a OnePlus?" "Yeah, yeah, I have a OnePlus." It's like you met another fellow techie, a guy who does his research when it comes to phones, and it's the same thing that I feel using this phone right here. But yeah, that's my review of the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. What do you guys think? Um, if you're willing to buy a Fold, I would rather I don't know, the Fold 4 has a lot of good discounts right now whenever you pre-order it. So, well, if I were you, you guys can simply get the Fold 4 with all of the discounts. But without the discounts, I think this one is still good. It's still a good buy, even though it's expensive. I just think of it as buying two devices that will like vastly improve my productivity. And I was able to accomplish that. I was able to accomplish a ton of things because of this device right here. This is such an amazing device. This is now my favorite Samsung phone, next to the Note 9. And this thing is fast. The fingerprint is fast. I like the photos. I like the camera. I like the performance. I like the productivity and stuff. I like the multitasking. I love the fact that you can link this one to any Windows computer. And yeah, this is such an amazing device. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. And again, for more of this real, solid, like official look, like a very in-depth look on phones, on flagship phones after a year of use, subscribe to the Giga channel, and I will do the same thing with the Pixel 6 Pro in the future, and also for the iPhone 13 Pro. All of these phones right here, I got them on the same day when they got released. So yeah, maybe in a few months, a review for this one and a review for this one. So again, subscribe to the Giga channel for more of these kinds of videos. And again, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And I've been talking for like an hour now, and I am already running out of breath and voice. Goodbye and take care.